guys wonder why I hate women.
Secure the ballistics.
I might as well get something out of it, right?
My balls from getting bigger, you know.
Zendatsu Gaming, thanks to the $5. Bethesda's falling apart before our eyes. ScouterVee. Oh, that's the name of a video. Bethesda. Does he like breakers? This is an important question.
My dudes, get your lubes! I came back to warn you about what Xbox and Bethesda are doing to Elder Scrolls 6. My god, it's horrible. You'll never believe this, but they...
Who's laughing now? You dork.
Oh, thank god. It was all a dream.
Alright, I hate the zoomer editing, but I'll hold it together. Oh, wait, I'm still in speed up. I just realized... I didn't even realize we were still in speed up with the black guy's video. I'll be honest, he must have been talking pretty slow. Alright, well, I'm not gonna skip back. It's fucking...
Dork.
Oh, thank god. It was all a dream. Or was it? Here we go again. Look like a lot of you dudes, I'm a huge fan of Bethesda and that little man known as Todd Howard. But I've got some serious concerns about the future of the Elder Scrolls franchise. After having played the disaster known as Fallout 76 and struggling to get through their new mediocre IP Starfield, I'm sure that
I love how... I know I keep bringing up the same shit, man, but I can't leave the website. Every time I've seen anyone in a video talk about Starfield, they always have to show the ugly NPCs, including me, of course. Even when I reference it in my videos, I always have to show the NPCs, because that's the most memorable part of Starfield. Yet, to this day, they're fucking psychos, like schizos, contrarians, whatever. I refuse to believe they're Bethesda marketers. It's been too long. It makes no sense. But they'll make threads on Starfield pretending like it's a good game. They never talk about anything in the game, like anything that's done in the game. They're just like, oh, Starfield's the white man's game. And then like this is just NPC reactions. Then there's always someone who replies with a picture of the NPCs, like, oh yeah, white man's game. And then shows all like the Aboriginal. No! It's like, this shit is a fucking psychological experiment. There's no human beings who should still use V in this day and age. I definitely need to go somewhere else. I can't go to another image board though, because they're all dead. I tried. No one fucking posts. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. I gotta do some experimentation.
I'm sure that a lot of us are hoping that the next Elder Scrolls game is gonna pass Skyrim.
Yeah, they're the same people as Fallout 3 shields. That's absolutely correct. The fucking... I'm not even saying... The sad thing is... Of course there's no like New Vegas. I'm not denying that for a second. But like this weird ass fucking Indian psyop that they're trying to say Fallout 3 is better, and then they post these weird collage gross ass memes that are made by some like third worlder with like a sub 80 IQ. Fuck. Like, what is going on? Stop. It's insanity. Anyway, let's move on.
Has set a new standard for open world sandbox RPGs, so we can all jump back on that gay for Todd bandwagon. Maybe some of you dudes haven't noticed, but if you've been playing games for a while, there's been an obvious pattern of AAA companies sacrificing gameplay mechanics and depth to cater to a wider audience, aka dumbing things down. Bethesda is no stranger to this. I'm sure that people who got into the Elder Scrolls series with Skyrim and then went back to play Oblivion or Morrowind would have noticed how many more mechanics there are, like more armor slots, or being able to choose which stats to put your points into. The Fallout series has been getting the same treatment as well, but basically almost everything that makes an RPG an RPG has been slowly chipped away at. Take a look at the amount of skills removed from the games over time. Morrowind had 27 skills to build your character with. They decided to drop it down to 21 in Oblivion, and now Skyrim has only 18, as they've been removing things like spears and throwing weapons, in addition to combining skill trees like axe, sword, and mace into one specialization called one-handed. Maybe some people don't think this is a big deal, but removing content from the game takes away the fun of making multiple characters and trying to make your own unique build. On top of that,
yeah, that's why there's a joke in Skyrim about everyone becoming a stealth archer.
Who are we kidding? They just don't want to model extra gear. And like I said, they've been removing armor slots by doing things like combining chest armor with leg armor in Skyrim. We've gone from 9 equipable armor pieces in Morrowind to 6 in Oblivion, and now just 5 in Skyrim. And it's not like this is something that the players want either. Take a look at Elden Ring and how many unique builds you can make. Almost every player beat the game in their own unique way.
That's not true. That's just not true. That's not true. Stop jerking that fucking game off. That's not what happened.
I don't know how far they're gonna go with Elder Scrolls 6, but there's obviously a pattern going on here. I mean, did you play Starfield? Armor has been simplified all the way down to just 3 pieces. A spacesuit, helmet, and a jetpack. I mean, come on. When are they gonna stop? Do they really think we're all that stupid? Well, yes, actually.
Yeah, people are that fucking stupid. I guarantee you, the moment they show gameplay for Elder Scrolls 6, conveniently, everyone's gonna have forgot about Starfield. Conveniently, even though Starfield is quite possibly one of the worst games ever made. I would actually argue it is one of the worst games ever made. They'll forget somehow and just ride the next hype train. They do not learn. They do not learn.
In 2017, Pete Hines, the senior vice president of global marketing and communications, was getting heat for dumbing down skills in Fallout 4. And he posted this statement: if you're gonna complain to anyone at Bethesda on Twitter, don't bother. We do not care what you think about our decisions on writing, removing skills, or universal retcons in Fallout. We make our games accessible to as many people as possible, including women, and that's
including women. Again, gallons of semen. Pete Hines is... He absolutely is a semen guzzler without a fucking doubt. Absolutely. There's no question.
so it makes sense. That sounds weird, Pete. What are you trying to say? Some dude replied with, what about older fans who helped build the series, who care about these things? Aren't they relevant? And get this, Pete replied with, look, what we do is our concern. It's our IP and our...
See, this is... You wonder where the whole entitled fucking game developer shit like came from. I mean, it all filtered on down from the top. Now, I would question why the hell peons, fucking worthless replaceable bug people, have this level of ego, you know, like all the DEI hires and shit. But like the people up top, literally after a certain point are like, yeah, no, we don't make products for the customer. We just make shit and you will buy it, you bitch ass motherfucker. You consumer ass ass bug man. And you know what? On some level they're right. On some level they're right. Because the gamers got outnumbered 10 to 1, 20 to 1, 30 to 1, like, you know, 15 years ago at this point. So yeah, depressing.
Our company. If we decide skills are too complex and unneeded, they aren't needed. So what he is saying is that Bethesda thinks that they need to remove complex skills and concepts in order to make their games more accessible to people such as women because they think they are too stupid to handle these systems.
Are they wrong? I mean, what types of games are women playing?
Wait, I think he kind of has a point.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute.
ブルースカイの人たちにキャンセルされちゃうよ。
ごめん、もう言わないから。別に気にしないけどさ。
はぁ？喧嘩売ってんの？
いや違う。So get this, last month, Bethesda Shadow drops the Oblivion remaster. That's when the drama started. Just like almost every other AAA gaming studio who releases a remake or remaster of an old game, Xbox and Bethesda couldn't just release it like it was without making a bunch of stupid changes to it that literally nobody asked for. I'm sure you've already noticed, but
I wasn't aware of how based this guy was. I'll be honest, like I was kind of like on the fence. I was kind of on the fence, like is this guy based? All right, never mind. Never mind. Okay, I gotcha.
From the character creation menu. I know that some people are just gonna say it's just a few words, but if it was just a few words, why was it changed to begin with? That's because it is a big deal. If it wasn't, Nexus Mods wouldn't be banning mods that changed it back to male and female. I'm sorry guys, but I'm never gonna understand how excluding 99% of the players and forcing everybody to play as non-binary characters is inclusive at all. But let's be honest, is this going to be a deal breaker for most gamers? No. If the game is good enough, most people will ignore it. But like I always
Yep, I'm glad he showed Baldur's Gate 3 because that is the example I think of pretty much every time.
One thing I personally noticed that not many people are talking about is that they put underwear on the dead body of Lucian, who was part of the Dark Brotherhood questline. I mean, come on. Are you telling me he was hung upside down, brutally tortured, and at the very end they put a fresh pair of Hanes on the dude? It's ridiculous. And no, none of this is because of the ESRB. Why would Bethesda do this to a 20-year-old fan-loved game? Well, I don't think it was Bethesda's fault at all. I covered a lot of this in my Avowed video, but I'm gonna say it here again. Xbox is currently forcing their worldviews and design philosophies into every single one of their studios instead of letting them create what they want. No, this isn't some conspiracy. They proudly state what they are doing on their website. It's all under product inclusion action.
Help customers feel seen. And yeah, don't. It's not make a good product. Make, never mind, whatever.
Help customers feel seen. Are you reinforcing in a negative gender stereotype?
Yeah, the negative gender stereotype is leaving any woman alive working for Xbox. I want Asha Sharma's love on my fucking porch in Roblox.
Are you necessarily introducing gender and gender barriers into your code or design? This explains the stupid body type 1 and 2 bullshit and why they censored the private part area of the zombies and Lucian. They think that having male and female is an unnecessary gender barrier for the you-know-whos.
How can I describe you?
I'm non-bi.
Thank you for coming in.
Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill and ability to their male peers? If you played the original game, you might have noticed that female and male characters had different physical capabilities, and it reflects on their stats as you can see here. You know, just like in real life. Are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? And there it is, my dudes. This explains the censorship and why they are moving away from armor designed for female bodies and making them all wear the bulky male versions instead. We saw a ton of this in Avowed 2, which is why the female guards look terrible and completely out of place. So do all these changes completely ruin the game? No, that's not what this video is about.
Yeah, Oblivion does it to itself by not being good. Oblivion didn't need to be ruined. It already wasn't good.
Honestly, the remaster is just as fun as the original. So you're gonna see a ton of people who don't care about any of these changes at all. But I'm telling you guys, you're not seeing the whole picture. The worst part of this whole situation is that the next Elder Scrolls game will be the first in the series to be built entirely on Xbox's core values from the ground up, which is going to affect everything from writing, world building, and art. It's gonna feel and look completely different than what we're all used to and love. Here's some quick examples of how Bethesda usually writes. This one's from Skyrim.
Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. If I had a sister, I'd sell her in a second.
And here's another one from Oblivion.
By the way, do you happen to know what the fine is here in Cyrodiil for necrophilia? Just asking.
It is actually insane how cursed the NPCs look like in Oblivion. Like, what the... They purposely tried to make them disgusting, I swear.
Let's assume... no. That's nothing compared to Morrowind, thanks.
These types of jokes and funny lines are going to be completely absent in future titles because these weirdos are going to think...
Wowie zowie, is that a modded video game? Nobody would ever leave that in their video and get it age restricted with nudity. Nobody would do that.
It's offensive to women. And we've already gotten a sneak peek on how bad the writing is going to be with Starfield. We're all going to be non-stop bombarded with these immersion-breaking, strong, independent, don't need no man female leaders that talk down to these soy men constantly. And I'm not just talking out of my ass. Literally everything on this page was used in Starfield and Avowed. Do they have
Yeah, it's crazy because no one actually played Starfield, but I do recall pointing out, since I did play it, that like the bosses of like every faction was a woman in like every case. Like whatever the faction leader was, it's like, you gotta be kidding me, man. This is just so painful.
Exaggerated body proportions. Bam! Say goodbye to fun bags, my dudes. Probably the worst one of all these, though, is the what % of screen time, on-screen presence, speaking lines, heroes are held by different gender racial identities. I think this locked post on the Starfield Steam forums sums this one up perfectly. Are white men...
Are white men extinct? That's how I felt, man. That's how I felt. It's just like there's two characters that are part of Constellation that are white, and they're like the two white people in the game, you know, not counting like your character's parents if you decide to play as a white character.
extinct in Starfield? I can barely see them anywhere. I have a feeling they are extinct like dinosaurs. And he's exactly right. Since these studios now have quotas to meet for diversity, instead of making a believable world, we all have to deal with these half-assed, ugly NPCs sprinkled all over that take you right out of the damn game. This doesn't make any sense.
This is the image. This is what I'm saying. Like, V is just purgatory where the same threads are repeated every single week. It's just it's a fucking bot script where some random Indian ass is like, Starfield is the white man's game, that's why everyone hates it. And then what's the first reply? Is this image every thread for like 3 years.
Another thing I gotta bring up is that I am disappointed in where the next game is gonna take place. Nothing has been confirmed yet, and people are still debating on it. But who are we kidding here, dudes? Take a look at all the races. We all know what went down at Bethesda.
What's that demographic? Black people. They're gonna love that idea.
That's right, the Red Guards. I'm calling it here right now. The next Elder Scrolls game is gonna take place in Hammerfell. And don't get it twisted, I'm not saying that this means that the game's gonna suck. I think Redguard lore, and if they add ships to...
See, the thing is, they always have to... What you should really be worried about is the amount of censorship that will be done to make the game not accidentally based. Like, if I play as a Nord or a Imperial Bull in Hammerfell and decide to, you know, TND, they're not going to let me do that because all of them are going to be essential NPCs. Because, like, Skyrim already had a bunch, Fallout 4 had a bunch, and then Starfield, everyone with a fucking name was an essential NPC. So what you saw in Starfield is what it's going to be if it, well, I say if, it will be in Elder Scrolls 6. Like, you're not even going to be able to kill anybody. These fucking bitches.
Around the world in has a ton of potential if done right, but it's a huge letdown to have another game based on real-world looking human areas. When we just had 2 in a row, Cyrodiil had a European setting, and Skyrim was more of a Nordic Viking theme. Hammerfell is just gonna be covered in brown.
Just say motherfucker.
Yasuke, chill. I'm just saying it's gonna take place in a desert area. What makes Morrowind so awesome is how unique the landscape and the creatures are. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels this way, dudes. I'm willing to bet that if you polled every single Bethesda fan, Redguards and Hammerfell would be the lowest on the list. We could have had a unique game based around orcs, Argonians, or elves. Hell, I'll even
Let's
take
just
the
keep
furries.
moving.
And before I get any weird comments, if you think that black people only make Redguards and that's all that they're interested in, there's something wrong with you, not me.
Yeah, in reality, they're making orcs, because why would you choose to be black when you could be an orc? Am I right?
Me. And get this, dudes, Bethesda already made a game called The Elder Scrolls Redguard. It was a commercial flop, but they're gonna try again. Why? I don't know, dudes. Maybe I'm gonna be completely wrong, and honestly, I hope I am. I grew up playing Bethesda games, and I still want them to succeed, but all the signs are pointing to another disappointing title unless they return to their roots and stop trying to cater to people who don't even play their games. Either way, we still have the old games to go back to, and with the soon-to-be-released fan remakes of Morrowind and Oblivion, all entirely rebuilt on the Skyrim version of the Creation Engine, Elder Scrolls fans are gonna be eating good for years. And if you're into open-world RPG games, I would suggest checking out Tainted Grail, as it feels like a mixture of Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim all combined, with a lot of that old school feel that Bethesda has lost along the way.
Unfortunately, the fine print is without most of like the immersive like towns, villages, NPCs and stuff. I mean, there are obviously a few, but they did not feel very immersive. I have to always say that, you know, like I'm not holding it against the game. You know, they did give me a free collector's edition, very cool statue, but I mean, if you're trying to play it for like the immersive world experience, that's like the weakest element. The other stuff is fine.
Peace.
That was pretty good. Not gonna lie, that was a good video. Certified Chud Core video. Did I see his Tifa only folder? No comment.